All right, what's up everyone? So I am 2 weeks into my journey back to fit. So I've survived the first 2 weeks so far. Today is January 16th, 2021. The first 2 weeks, from what I remember from my first journey back in 2011, were definitely the hardest 2 weeks because my body is going through these transitions. My body's trying to adjust to the new caloric intake. So instead of 7,000 calories of, processed, delicious goodness to 2,000 calories of real whole food, it was really interesting. The first time around, I was not prepared for how hard those first 2 weeks were going to be. It was like my body was going through these withdrawal symptoms. So I didn't feel good right away, even though I was eating healthy food and exercising. I felt miserable. I felt grumpy, moody, had headaches. And I just wasn't, my happy self thinking, oh, I'm going to eat healthy food. I'm going to eat spinach and broccoli and kale and chicken, like all these foods that you're supposed to eat. But we think automatically we're going to feel great in the beginning. That's not how it happens. Our bodies are kind of going through a withdrawal process. And it's almost like getting off of a drug. Do people feel good the day after like they've been addicted to drugs and the next day they get off it, or alcohol or something? No. Your body goes through these miserable symptoms as it goes through these withdrawals of the drug. And so the drug is the food, obviously. And it was really, really hard. This time around, it's really, really hard. It's still hard. Mostly it's hard. Why? Because I'm having to do hard things now. I'm having to wake up early. I decided to start waking up at 5 a.m. I'm having to make my bed. I'm having to take cold showers. I'm having to meditate. I'm having to write down my gratitude list and say my positive affirmations. I'm having to meal prep my food, go grocery shopping and not buy the delicious goodness foods that I've been eating the past 4 months and deal with those cravings. I have to work out, and that's hard. And to be sore and to move your body when you're sore is really hard. So now I'm having to do all these hard things on this journey back to fit. And so at first it's not easy. And this is why for me, when I went through this the first time, it clicked for me. I'm like, man, this is what my clients have been telling me. This is what they're talking about when I give them a meal plan and say, okay, stay consistent, be perfect with this, don't make any mistakes. And then they would, 2 or 3 weeks in, be like, oh man, I cheated. I wasn't supposed to have any pizza or donuts, but I did because I was at the party and I gave in, or I was really sore and I slept in and I missed my workout. And before, the old me was like, why don't you just do it? Like, it's not that hard. Like, put down the junk food, go to the gym, just do it. And now, having experienced it twice, I totally can empathize with just how hard it is, because your body almost fights back against you, saying like, no, what are you doing to me? Like, we don't want to do these uncomfortable, hard things. And you kind of have to force your body to do them. And then it gets easier. It doesn't, I wouldn't say it gets easy, but it gets easier as you get stronger and as you become, your body adjusts and adapts to that new lifestyle. But then that's where you see all the good change. You want to see the weight loss. You want to see the results that were, less body fat, smaller inches in your waist and your hips. We want to see those results. In order to get those results, we have to adapt to a new environment. And so, yeah, there's been times where, I'm at home and eating my dinner, salmon and broccoli or whatever it is. And yeah, it sucks. It doesn't taste as good as I remember it tasting. It doesn't make you feel good like Ben & Jerry's ice cream does, but it's part of the process, and I understand that. And so the whole thing is training your brain to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. So we live a life of comfort. Our society is set up for a life of comfort. If you want, nice, comfortable place to sit down, you have a couch at home, most people. You have a nice soft bed to lay down in. You have warm blankets to keep you warm on a cold night, or you want to take a warm shower, you can take a hot shower, warm shower, whatever you want to make you feel comfortable. There's probably something invented that has been designed or invented to make your life more comfortable, right? So to go the opposite way and say, okay, now I need to put myself in uncomfortable situations, well, we don't have to go live in the woods and caves and live in those uncomfortable situations. We have to turn the shower cold on purpose to be in an uncomfortable situation. And if you could train your brain to become comfortable in little uncomfortable situations, like taking a cold shower, for example, then you can train your brain to become comfortable during a workout, which is uncomfortable, or eating less food, which can be uncomfortable. Now your brain is like, hey, we got this. We can do these hard things because we know how to remain comfortable and calm in these uncomfortable situations. So that's the key to transformation, is just rewiring your brain through these little tiny tips, tricks, and hacks that I have people do. And it makes a difference. It just, you got to be consistent with it, right? And it's going to take some time. Be patient with yourself, you know? I've had some people already, 3, 4, 5 days in saying, I gained weight, I didn't lose any weight yet, and I decided to have a cheat meal because I was sad. And I'm like, man, if you're already 3, 4 days in, like beating yourself up because you're not seeing the results, this is going to be a long, almost impossible journey for you, because you're already placing your value on a number on the scale that fluctuates so many times throughout the day. And just because you're not seeing the results you expect to see does not mean it's not worth fighting for, right? This is a long journey. There's no finish line. There's no sprint to some finish line, okay? This is a long journey we all have in front of us to embark on. And that's the problem, is our expectations are based on what society tells us, like, oh, lose 10 pounds in 10 days. Well, I'm doing all the things I'm supposed to be doing, but I don't see the results. Why should I even eat healthy? Why should I even exercise if I'm not seeing the results? And that's people's justification for, it's not worth it. It's too hard for little results. Well, this is what I'm trying to change in the fitness industry, is helping people realize that it's not about the results. It's not about getting those results. Yes, that's what people want, but it's about falling in love with the process because you're worth it, because you love yourself. Not hating yourself to get a result that you think will make you happy, and putting up with the process that you hate and you think sucks long enough to get those results. But if you don't get those results, you're like, well, this process sucks anyway, so I'm not going to do it. And that's why people yo-yo diet and they can't stick to a healthy lifestyle. It's because they really haven't fallen in love with themselves yet and realize that they're worth it to fight for their health. And that will take some time. And that's what I'm trying to help people achieve on this journey back to fit. So it's not just about me getting my body back. It's about the things we learn along the way. Like Miley Cyrus said, it's all about the climb. It's not about getting to the top. Like, it's not about any of that. It's about becoming during that journey. Like, who are you becoming during that journey? And that's kind of what this whole thing is about. So, it's an uphill battle for sure. People's perception, it takes time to change perception. So anyways, I lost about almost 3 pounds this week. Not as much as I was thinking or hoping, to be honest with you, which is fine, but my body fat percentage is down to 22.6% from 26.2%. So, almost 4% drop in body fat percentage there, which is good. I'll totally take it. My inches are down 3/4 of an inch in my waist, 1/2 an inch in my hips. So things are moving in the right direction. That's all I care about. Like, there's going to be times where I hit a plateau. There's going to be times where I get stuck, and we just have to realize, like, that's part of the journey. That's part of the process. So don't worry too much about that. Just focus on the habits, focus on the healthy lifestyle, and then let the results take care of themselves. But anyways, I'm really hungry right now, to be honest with you, because I haven't eaten breakfast yet, and I will eat breakfast after my weigh-ins. But yeah, looking forward to the journey ahead. I hope that from here on out, it does get easier. That's my hope, is that it does get easier, but we'll see. Hopefully at least the cravings become more manageable. The key is not having the junk food in the house. Like, if the junk food was in the house, I would be all over it. That would be really, really hard, especially in those moments of weakness where I'm like super stressed and I just want something, like I'm craving something sweet, which our bodies do sometimes. We need that little dopamine hit sometimes. So anyways, we'll make it through this. I find strength in other people doing this journey with me. So I'm grateful for all of you helping me push through this, because there's thousands of you from all over the world doing this journey with me. So I know you're waking up every single day, you're doing, oh, here's the meal plans. Drew's eating the same meal plans. Let's do this together. He's doing this workout today. I'm going to do this workout today. And that's what makes this journey so powerful. So anyways, I'm super grateful, and more to come, you guys, on this journey back to fit.